Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball. Big Sonny Gray trade. Why not bring in the tribal chief? Jared Carrabis is here. Let's talk ball. No Trev.
It's sad.
I know you were excited.
Him and I go back. When's the first time that I met Coach Trev? Spring training 2019, maybe. When was he with the Phillies? Do you recall?
2018. Did he go in 2019? I think 2018.
Let's look that up.
We'll get research on that.
Yeah, I want to say it's
2018.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So
how did that exchange go down?
It was great. It was very mutually
okay.
Complimentary. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, like it was. I think it was probably, and I'll give him this credit. I want to say like that was the first time that like an active big leaguer came up and felt like a normal person. I feel like every other interaction, it was more like, oh man, like this dude's in the big leagues. This is cool. But like with Trev, it was like, he's a guy. He's a dude. Yeah.
He damn it. I hate that we're starting off on a nice note for Trev. Is he Bob, maybe we get it out now. Jared, I don't know if you saw this, but he pulled up. He's in Japan with his family.
Okay.
Little off-season trip. And he posted it on Instagram. He pulled up. He did the MLB. Former MLB player shows up to the local kids playing, and he just hits a bomb off of this child.
Oh no.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with that. Should I be happy for him growing the game, or should I be mad that he hit an absolute missile off a kid?
I think you got to be happy for him. I feel like I did this on a lesser extent. I was in high school and I still had my paper route from when I was in middle school. So I like just got my license. I was like 16 years old, driving around delivering newspapers. And then I saw some kids playing wiffle ball in like a cul-de-sac. And I was like, let me get one at bat. And they're like 8, 9, 10 years old and just crank one into the woods. And there's no wiffle ball anymore. And you're like, anyways, have a nice day. And then you pop off and go deliver some more newspapers. So I can feel what Trev is feeling in this clip. Like it's very rewarding to just hit a nuke off of an unsuspecting child.
And those kids you hit that wiffle ball homer off of grew up to be Peyton Tolley. So that's exactly the crazy thing about that story.
Motivated them every day.
Jared, I'm excited. We got a nice trade. And okay, final compliments to Trev. Yeah, man, when we first met him, he's an interesting cat. Like people that listen to this show know, like whether it's his Lord of the Rings side or he's got like what I always forget, not the beanbag. Is that what it's called? Hacky sack.
Hacky sack.
He's like a hacky sack. I mean, we're starting off talking hacky sack and newspaper roots. We're starting to age ourselves just a little bit there. But
is hacky sack outdated?
I think so. I feel like it's definitely going to have another moment. Like if the Gen Zers or whatever gen we're at now haven't picked it up, I feel like they're going to like hacky sack because it's a vibe.
It's great. Yeah.
It's an absolute vibe.
So I'll share this as well. My friends and I, we loved playing hacky sack, but then we all like had our own, and then we got to the point where we also loved baseball. So we took a hacky sack and we wrapped it in duct tape.
Yep. And
then we would use this. It wasn't like a stick. It wasn't like a broomstick. It was thicker. It was like as thick as a baseball bat, but it was as long as probably a rake. And you would hold it like this. And we would have like a metal folding chair with a blue bucket, and that was the strike zone. And we called it base hacky ball sack. We played it in the driveway, and
it was a good time.
Oh, the best time.
Yeah.
So the kid that I played that game with, he sold his family sold the house in 2003, and then like a few months ago, the owners that had it the entire time, they put it up for sale, and he just went to the open house, and in the basement we had drawn all the names of the base hacky ball sack teams, and it was still down there. The Alaskan tropical tree frogs,
Yeah.
they were still down there. Yeah.
They were strong that year too.
Mhm.
02, they were good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We were great.
How do you forget a team like that?
Right.
God, having an imagination and just having fun. What happens to us? Well, maybe we'll end the episode with that.
Yeah.
It's good to see you, Jared.
It's good to see you as well.
And shout out to Baseball is Dead. What else are you doing these days? What else should I be hyping up for you?
I don't know why everything comes back to the scrotum here, Jake, but I'm addicted to live streaming
Really?
these days. And so the program is called Just the Nuts. And so it's kind of like our version of like MLB Red Zone. Like we got it going in September.
Yes.
But then it kind of like really took off during the playoffs where like you just didn't, it was like a variety show. It was like a podcast happening while the game was happening, but it was also a variety show where it'd be like, all right, it's the fourth inning. Who's coming in? Oh, it's Kenny Mayne. You know, like
yes.
It was crazy. Like Kenny
Mayne hung out with you for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was the 18-inning game. He agreed to do, I think it was like the second and third inning. He came on in the second and just became pot committed. And that was the 18-inning game. And he stayed for the entire, whatever it was, 7 hours, 6 hours. And it was tremendous. Like, obviously, you know, we're millennials. I grew up watching Kenny Mayne on ESPN.
Oh, yeah,
and to be able to spend that much time with him was what a treat. What a treat it was. But yeah, no, I'm addicted to the live stream game now.
It's as you know, Joseph Solano, aka Joe's McFly, he couldn't stop live streaming. We've tried at times, like, Joe's, we need you to. He just can't. He said if he wins the lottery, you'll know, because he'll stop live streaming for 30 days, but then he'll be back.
Then he'll be back.
That's how much he loves it.
Yeah, he's built different.
He really, in a lot of ways. Today's episode is sponsored by SeatGeek. MLB may be over, sad, but NFL is rolling. NBA and NHL are ramping up, and with SeatGeek, MLB's official ticket marketplace, your tickets are fully guaranteed and instantly fulfilled in your account after purchase. 35 million downloads, pretty good. Makes SeatGeek the #1 rated ticketing app. So whatever event you're looking to go to, sports, concerts, wherever there's a seat, SeatGeek is the best place to go. And we always hook you guys up. Code TALKIN10. 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code TALKIN10 over at SeatGeek. Jared, your Red Sox, one of the first big transactions of this offseason, they traded for Sonny Gray, returns to the AL East, former pinstriper. One of the most reliable pitchers in baseball. It was crazy looking up some of those stats. Was it 24 starts since 2019 in each full season and things like that. And we know Sonny Gray. I think one of our lines is always ace adjacent. Like he's getting up there in years that could be landing in a different area. But I guess what's your initial reaction? Because there's a money side to this too, and a couple prospect capital out from the Sox.
Yeah, I had a bunch of thoughts in the immediate. The first was, and I'd be lying to you if I said my first thought didn't he suck with the Yankees and he like didn't react well in Yankee Stadium and it was a whole thing. Didn't he like smile coming off the mound and it pissed off all the fans? And I was like, like, I don't know. Does he not like the big market? Like that was my first thought. Second thought was, how much money is he making next year? Then you look that up and it's like $35 million. I was like, $35 million, and we're giving up the #5 prospect. Don't love that. But then, you know, you wait a couple minutes and it's like, oh, well, $20 million is coming over to offset that. Okay, cool. Like that works for me. Then I remember he had that really good year with the Twins 2 years ago. And I was like, all right, well, how has he been since then? Because I remember wanting to trade for him 2 years ago. That obviously didn't happen. There's been, if you go look through my tweets about Sonny Gray, there's been like, I've been trying to trade for this guy for 10 years, but then it's just kind of like tails off. Like you don't want to trade for a 36-year-old starting pitcher. And then the thought process goes to, please tell me this isn't the #2 that the Red Sox were telling us that they were going after. So I don't know. It feels like that's the case. It feels like that is what it's going to be, but I'm fine with it so long as they bring back Bregman and add a bat. Like, you got to bring back Bregman and add a bat. Like, if it's just Pete Alonso, that's not enough. If it's just Bregman, that's not enough. If it's just a Schwarber, that's not enough. It's got to be Bregman and. But yeah, I can live with it if you get 2 bats now after that. But I mean, it's only November. We've got time to figure this out.
Right. And that's, you can say with all of these early transactions, like, let's see where it lands. Is Sonny Gray the 4th move, or is it the 1 move of the offseason? Because that's obviously going to affect how you're feeling. Sonny Gray, $20 million. Dick Fitz, and then Brandon Clark is the number 5 prospect you mentioned. Sonny Gray waives his no trade. The other funny thing here, I don't know if you've gotten too much into the contract stuff, but it looks like Sonny's now getting guaranteed $41 million this year. So kids grow up to be a pitcher. And by the way, Sonny 5'10". All right, Sonny.
5'10" boy, shout out. You know,
right.
like it's hard for us out here. He's 5'10", 190. You know,
you're telling me. Weight wise, at least. And then, yeah, it seems like they've now changed his contract that it's a $30 million mutual option for next year, which I don't think there's been a mutual option picked up. I think it's like a Ramos Ramirez since 2013 or something like that. That is basically code for this is going to be Sonny Gray for 1 year. He probably gets bought out, which means Sonny Gray is going to collect $51 million for pitching in Boston next year. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I heard your reaction to it. You said, you know, it's going to make Yankee Stadium lively. Like, Yankee fans don't forget, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, are the Red Sox better than they were yesterday morning? Yeah.
Yes.
I think they got better with this move. I think it's just a little disappointing when you're kind of like hoping for like a Framber Valdez, a Joe Ryan, Hunter Green, Freddie Peralta, and then it's Sonny Gray. And you're like, oh, all right. Like that's kind of
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hey, again, is Sonny the 2nd starter or the 4th starter coming into the season? And that changes a lot of how you should feel because, like I mentioned, the innings, the game started going back to 2019. He's been one of the more reliable starting pitchers. And, yeah, there's high points. You mentioned that 2023 with the Twins. I mean, 32 starts at 279. He's still a FIP guy. Like, the FIP has been low the last couple years with the ERA a little higher. And who knows, man, St. Louis has had some serious funk going on over there. And I will say with the Yankees side of Sonny Gray, that got blown out of proportion. Kind of fun baseball Twitter blowing up. We don't have to fully relive those days, but Sonny Gray joining the Yankees, and it was kind of rumored he was going to be, you know, joining one of the bigger teams, and then he does. And dude, Larry Rothschild was the Yankees pitching coach, and they were telling him to do some things that I think modern pitching would disagree with, or Sonny Gray disagreed with openly. He was beloved by the dudes. I know that's corny talk, and we could say that with 90% of the players, but he really is like former quarterback, like for the 5'10", 190-pound Sonny Gray stature, like CC Sabathia is like, that's my dog. Like he's a dude. And when you go back and you look at the actual stats of it, you're like, he wasn't horrific with the Yankees. There was definitely some home road stuff that multiplied it. But yeah, Yankee fans have always held a little too much of a chip on their shoulder towards Sonny Gray we talking Yanks yesterday, me and Jim starting to get lost in the offseason, starting to feel it a little bit. We started looking at the schedule for next year. And hey, Red Sox and Yanks play in April. So it would just be one of those, if the stadium sees Sonny Gray on the mound, it's going to have a little extra juice.
It didn't really have an effect on Chapman, you know?
Yeah.
Like I feel like Yankee fans were like, oh, we can't wait to get all over Chapman. And then Chapman used that as fuel and shoved it right up their keister.
Did anyone hit Chapman this year? What the hell was that?
The A's, got to him. Yeah, that was pretty much it.
That.
Yeah, they walked him off like pretty tidy fashion. But yeah, I don't know. Like I've seen the reaction to my reaction, and there's plenty of people out there that are saying, oh, you get paid to talk about baseball. You don't think that Sonny Gray's a number 2? And I'm like, well, like, it's not that I don't think he's capable of pitching like a number 2, but for all the talk that the Red Sox had, Breslow specifically, it was young, cost controlled. Like, we want to slot a guy behind Garrett Crochet for the foreseeable future, not a 36-year-old 1-year stopgap number 2. Like, that's not how they talked about it. So that's why my first impression of it was like, this can't be the number 2. Not that Sonny Gray's not a number 2. It's like, this can't be our number 2, the way that we were kind of sold what the number 2 was going to look like.
Right. And Sonny's struck out 200 guys the past couple years. Again, leaving St. Louis, $51 million for 1 year. Maybe that
nice.
feels good.
Mm.
And yeah, I think he very well could be like the innings eater for the Red Sox. I think you guys are still in play. I'm looking for the Amai team. I don't know what that is yet. Are either of our teams going to get involved in that? I personally don't think so. Fastball Freddie, like if the Brewers do that trade, I don't think the Sox are out on starting pitching, but I guess you kind of teased it, and I did want to ask you a little bit. So this Bregman has to happen, or is it you just need 2 big chips?
I think Bregman has to happen. He was such and I understand, like, I'm sure that some baseball fans kind of roll their eyes at the intangible stuff. Like Jason Varitek actually made like a funny comment about it. He was on radio here in Boston not too long ago, and the radio hosts were asking Varitek about Bregman's intangibles, and it's like, well, he was making $40 million this year, and like talk about him behind the scenes, and is the intangible aspect of it overblown? And he was like, if the coaching part of it was worth $40 million, I'd have a much bigger house. Right. Right. So like, I understand that when you're getting paid $40 million, it's to play great defense, Gold Glove defense, and, slug 500, get on base 400. But I think for what this team needs, like we've been saying it for 3 years now, like the phrase, like the Red Sox need an adult in the room. And Bregman has been that for them, especially guys like Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer. And I think when Christian Campbell figures it out or gets back up here, he needs someone like Bregman to instill confidence in him. I think largely that was a confidence issue last year with Campbell. So yeah, I think he's an important piece. I'm fine with however the contract ages when it comes to Bregman. He's kind of like the Dustin Pedroia 2.0, where you're the heartbeat of the team and happy to get whatever we get from you, but can still perform at an all-star level. He was an all-star last year. But in terms in the frustrating part about it is, you get to the playoffs and you get the Yankees, you get the matchup that you want. You're a fly ball being caught away from sweeping that series in 2. But ultimately you don't have enough firepower to get it done. And then to hear the Red Sox specifically talk about it after and say, oh man, like it'd be nice, if we had a little bit more slug, it's like, well, you had that. You had Rafael Devers and you traded Rafael Devers. So I don't think any fan will be satisfied unless the money that Devers was owed is reallocated elsewhere, preferably to someone that can hit homers. Like they don't have that power bat. Best case scenario, I was talking to, a few like different writers, and it's like, well, isn't Roman Anthony supposed to be that? Can't Wilyer Abreu be that? Like, all valid. Like, yes, Roman Anthony can pop 30 next year. Wilyer, if he can hit lefties, he can probably pop 30. But wouldn't it be nice to have that, pencil him in like Pete Alonso, Kyle Schwarber, like, you're going to get 30 homers in driving 100 runs and whatever. And I understand that, the home runs and RBI, like it's not sexy anymore, but you need that. Like, it's like, yes. All right, so I want like a 140 OPS plus. Like that's what I want. Like, can I have that? That would be very nice to add to the middle of the order.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't know. We started off talking about delivering newspapers and was it the Alaskan cucumber frogs?
The Alaskan tropical tree frogs.
Sorry,
It's okay.
hacky sacking and all that. And I don't know. I laugh at us sometimes because Jolly Olive was on the other day, and this sounds really dumb. If you look up in chunks of 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and you look up the leaders in runs, you get the best players in baseball. That like RBI is coming back, and yes, it's opportunity driven, and something that Jimmy's actually on that I think we need to do is like an RBI percentage stat of like opportunity meets the runs you drive in, because yes, Alonso's RBIs flew up last year because Juan Soto was in front of him, and like there's a math equation to it that I think if RBI had a percentage side to it, we would much more easily be like, ooh, that guy's really driving in runs this year. Either way, wins, RBI, runs, these are stats that when you watch your team every day, those are awesome stats because that means that's what's happening towards your team's winning. That, I don't know. I think a lot of baseball people are kind of over that speech, but also, pitcher wins when they're on your team. Those are awesome. That 18-win season feels so good. I don't care about the Cy Young voting. And yes, DeGrom on those Mets teams shouldn't be penalized for that. But God, 18 wins for your team, that feels good.
You ever watch a 20-game winner that sucks?
No. I'm sure there's baseball doesn't exist or Foolish or Jolly video that they could do something like that. But no, that ends up feeling pretty good. And keep Andy Pettit's name out your mouth. That's all I'll say. Yeah, and I'm taking laps on Alonso a little bit because I couldn't believe he didn't have more of a free agent market last year. Just for what you can pencil that guy in, and then he has the bounce back year this year. Along with, we get so dumb. It's baseball that like I just remember his free agency last year. People were like, I don't know how that body ages, and it's like you would have said the same about Schwarber 5 years ago, and it's working out fine because he mashes baseballs.
Same with Ortiz. I mean, these guys are built. We're talking about Hall of Famers here, but I'm much more confident in a big boy aging well as a slugger than any other body type. I know that people like to frown upon, the larger athletes. It's like, oh, they're out of shape, this and that. Fat guys have been hitting home runs for centuries. Like that's give me the juicy boys.
That feels like a thesis. That feels like a college paper.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, like Prince Fielder. Yeah, Prince Fielder's neck. I guess Prince Fielder's neck gave out before his body gave out. You know what I'm saying?
His body's still there. Every now and then we get to see him at one of the MLB events, and you're like, "Damn, that's Prince Fielder."
Yeah,
he's still built.
Yes.
What I guess Red Sox offseason, other kind of closing notes on it. Duran, like there's been so much smoke there for years. Do we think that happens this offseason? Or I guess what else should we be looking for?
I'm pretty much convinced at this point they're going to deal a singular outfielder.
Okay.
I know everyone's honed in on Duran, but I think we've gotten so far on one side of the Duran conversation where we're now just completely undervaluing how good he is.
Yeah.
Like he's a very good baseball player. Was he great defensively in left field last year? No. But the year prior to that, he was excellent in center field. I would rather have an excellent center fielder, obviously, than a mediocre left fielder. And he's both. It depends on if you have the opening to put him in center. He's a dynamic player. I really think that as it comes to a trade discussion, it's whatever that team prefers. Like, what piece are you identifying? And that team might like Willier more than Duran. They might like Rafaela more than Duran. And I'm not taking any outfielder off the table for the right guy. Like if I can't even really think of an example because I think now we're at the point where the trade is probably going to be for a bat. I always thought the trade was going to be for a pitcher, but let's say the trade is for a bat. If there's a guy out there where I'm like, this guy just fits the roster better. There's not an outfielder. Obviously Roman Anthony's off the table, but There's not an outfielder where I'm like, you cannot deal this guy. If it's for the right fit for this team, yeah, sure. But I'm just not convinced that it'll be Duran. The likelihood is certainly respectable, but if you were to ask the Red Sox front office off the record, like what's the percentage that this outfielder, that outfielder, or this outfielder gets dealt this winter, I think people would be surprised at how seemingly balanced the probability is.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, dude, Wheeler Abreu's numbers, and when you watch that guy, sometimes you're like, what is this? Like, he's 5 tool, has so many years left that, yeah, I know as you guys are daydreaming the rest of your, whether it's your rotation or a big bopper, that, I mean, what those pieces could potentially bring in, you guys aren't trading Rafaela. That I think your guy Cora would.
Cora would never want that to happen. Yeah, he obviously values the defense. And I mean, you can make the case that he's the best defender at any position. He's unbelievable, but can he hit?
Right.
Don't know.
That ends up being a big factor.
Yeah. Don't know if he can do that. If there's an organization that thinks that they can unlock something there. I mean, the Red Sox have tried. The Red Sox have simply just been like, hey, you don't have to swing it. Everything. You know that, right? And then he'll have like a 3-week period where he's like, oh, I don't have to do that. And then week 4, he's back to swinging at absolutely everything. So even if he makes adjustments, none of them really seem to stick from an offensive standpoint. But I like the player a lot. Yeah. If I can get a bopper, I'm highly entertaining the idea of including Rafaela in a trade if that team values Rafaela. Yeah, sure. Let's talk about it.
Today's show is brought to you by Shopify. Shopify, the best place to start and grow a business, which is why we partner with them here at John Boy Media. They're a big part of the story, people. And from the start to now, our new Slashline site. That's right. We relaunched our merch store, Slashline. We brought them a bunch of ideas. Shopify brought the execution. So go check out our new Slashline website. And Shopify gives you the tools, man. Their AI tools, their Shopify Magic, the Sidekick, the whole suite. It lets you know what's going on with your business so you can manage it properly and make the decisions you need to get it to the next level. So if you're trying to be like us, start building your brand from the ground up, it's time to go over to Shopify. Start your trial today. Click that link, shopify.com/talkin, if you're ready to leave the amateurs and head on over to the big leagues. Let's start zooming out a little bit. AL East. I want to do Orioles quick. Where are you at with the Birds? Because this was supposed to be the time, and now they're AL East team 4 again. Like, do you think we're going, like when Trevor Rogers came back, they started playing above 500 baseball for more than half the season. Do you think we should be on Orioles watch this year?
I picked them to win the division last year, so I was pretty high on this.
I think I did too, Jared. I think I did too.
Yeah, I was high on the Birds. I mean, I want to know, who is Adley Rutschman? What is Adley Rutschman? That's the guy. I want to say 2-3 years ago. We have a rule for our preseason predictions where we can't pick the favorite. I think it's boring. We put out the predictions every year, and it's like, wait, how do you not pick Aaron Judge and Ohtani? It's because it's boring. So I picked Adley Rutschman a couple of years ago, and it's like that's where I was on this guy, where I think he's MVP caliber. Obviously, he's not even if you were to power rank MVP favorites on the Orioles, he's not even going to be the lead contender. He's probably not even top. Is he top 3? If you were to power rank the odds for MVP candidates coming out of the Orioles, is he top 3?
Orioles MVP candidates. Here we are. I mean, it's obvious, Gunnar, and again, that doesn't have to be shots at Adley.
I think Cowser has MVP potential. I think Cowser's MVP potential is higher than Adley's right now.
Tyler O'Neill, give me a full season.
Oh God,
I don't know. I think that game starts to get icky quick, but I think you're also right. When the Orioles were churning, I was developing a theory that catchers matter more than we're counting, and if you went around, I think it was all the 22, 23 playoff teams. It was literally all of the best catchers in baseball. And you need much more than that on a baseball team. But yeah, man, where he was the guy. How many times have we watched the McCaffrey tackle? Like, and it just felt like there was an injury, and then he hasn't had his left-handed swing that you're right. It's a big year for Adley, and I guess it's the ridiculous thing with baseball that if Adley bounces back and Gunner's Gunner, well, now you have two top players in the league. Who else is going to contribute for them? And then
I think it's a big year for Jackson Holiday.
Yeah, and I think he still looks so young, and he is so like he has that going for him. But yeah, it's just so weird that now with the Blue Jays, and I don't know how much we need to do with the Blue Jays because I mean snaps for them and all of that, but between Bo Bichette and maybe Kyle Tucker, like I'm so interested to see where their free agency lands because, there's people out there that are like, oh, yeah, I think Bichette comes back and I think they're a Tucker team. Well, that's $700 million. Yeah. So, like, if that happens, yes, go Blue Jays, go. But I'm very interested to see where they go with their offseason. And I don't have the Kyle Tucker team. Do you?
No, I mean, I've been, I guess, campaigning for the Jays to be the Tucker team. I think I'm curious if the Mets are now a Tucker team because of the Nimmo trade, but it would be nice if the Blue Jays, because I had so much heartache for the Blue Jays after that Game 7 loss because my first thought was, man, they're not gonna get this close again. If they were to say, you know what, screw it, let's go sign Tucker, let's get back there, I would have so much respect for that. Yeah. So in a way, yeah, like I hope they have their redemption story. Kind of how like 2010, 2011, like those Texas Rangers teams, I really wanted them to get that World Series in 11. And it was almost more catastrophic than the year before. I think the Giants dusted them in 5. And then obviously the Nelson Cruz and all that and David Freese in 11. But not everyone has their Kansas City Royals redemption arc where you get there and you're like, well, it's the Royals. Like that stinks. Like they lost. They're never going to get back there. Then they get back there the next year and then they win it. So I don't know. I'm a sucker for, a team like you can't call the Blue Jays, the little engine that could. They were 5th in payroll. They spent a ton of money. They have stars. They have a ton of talent, but they come from the AL East where everyone talks about the Red Sox and the Yankees, and you and I picked the Orioles to win the division. Like no one was talking about the Jays going into 2025. So I do hope that they get their redemption story, but I think that kind of has to start with a somewhat aggressive offseason, whether that's bringing back Bo and adding on top of that. Like they're in a similar situation as the Red Sox. Red Sox need to bring back Bregman and add someone. I feel like the Jays, they have to bring back Bo Bichette and add someone. Their situation is a little bit more expensive. Like Bregman's not as expensive as Bo Bichette, and for the Red Sox, let's say it's Kyle Schwarber, even Pete Alonso, not as expensive as a Kyle Tucker. So their redemption offseason is gonna like you put 700. I think it'll be a little bit less than 700, but it's gonna be a lot of money. Like we're talking, I think the starting point's at least $500 million, so we'll see how that goes. But
yeah, and you add that with Vladdy, that's $1 billion worth of contracts given out. That you're right, it wouldn't be little engine that could. It would just be huge for Toronto baseball and just the mindset, because we do get caught up in Yankees Red Sox, as you and I know, that what Toronto did this year. And yeah, I've been stewing a little bit because, I don't know if you get this. Toronto fans really don't like Yankee fans. I don't know if you get any of the Red Sox side of that, or if you guys just kind of buddy up and bully
we
us.
buddy up because we hate
that's
you
fine.
Guys. Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah.
That like it's a really hard sport to repeat in, although we just saw it. But with a kind of a special team that everyone thought like, well, this might be the team that does repeat. That like for Toronto to get back is really hard for any team. Even the Dodgers, like they almost did not. That like, I don't know. I'm just dreading talking about Toronto coming up just because hey, maybe their hitting approach is something that's going to fully revolutionize baseball, and maybe
Don't strike out.
Right. How about that? Brother Jeff Passan summed it up best. How can something that is so rewarding for pitchers not be penalizing hitters? And it's like, yeah, the strikeout, somehow we lost that on the offensive side of the ball, which is just insane. But yeah, hey, maybe Toronto and David Popkins, their hitting coach, who became the most mentioned coach on this show, maybe they are going to break baseball, and we'll be talking about them. A lot of teams don't break baseball. But I guess the Royals kind of did with that bullpen, and that kind of revolutionized the game a little bit. So maybe that's where we can be landing, Toronto. Are there any big free agents? I don't want to hot takes with Jake. We filmed that before this show. I guess, is there any, like, the big free agent that you're looking at that, again, it doesn't have to be a hot take, but maybe it's Bichette to Atlanta, or it's Amai to San Francisco. Is there one you're looking at that you're like, I think I see this one?
Yes.
Okay.
So I can't give you the team, but I could give you the situation.
Okay, perfect.
I think Framber Valdez is going to sign with a team that we're all like, what?
Okay.
Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if he's walking around the GM meetings trying to get in the good graces of all these teams, because I think he has sullied his reputation. I think that there are teams that are a little bit concerned about the behavioral issues and whatnot. I think that there's a chance that there's a team out there that's like, you know what? Fine. Like, we'll be the Framber Valdez team, and they're just like super aggressive. I'm not saying it's going to be the Pittsburgh Pirates or something like that, but I do think there's a chance that we see Framber end up with a team where we're like, really? Them? I can't quite figure out what team that is.
It becomes so tricky with the starting pitchers because any team makes sense. Like, at the end of it, you're like, oh yeah, they could use him. I don't know. For a second, I looked at Atlanta because I just feel like they need to do something different. But I don't know. He didn't seem to fit. Like, if you told me Framber or Dylan Cease to the Braves, I'd be like, oh, Dylan Cease. Like, get Strider and the Mustache Gang going. Like, they'll be good. Someone mentioned Toronto, and I was like, okay. Like, let's say Kyle Tucker doesn't happen. Would Framber be a nice add to their pitching staff, and they could probably offer the top dollar?
I think Barrios is coming off the books after this upcoming year, and he was a non-factor for them in the playoffs.
So. Hey, what happened with years? Barrios, it felt like he signed a 7-year deal 2 years ago. And then when the Simeon trade went down, I was like, how does he have 3 years left?
Yeah.
What happened, man?
Yeah. I want to say we were in spring training. I want to remember I was like in like a Dick's when they announced that, and the time flies, huh? Like, it's a little crazy, but I think it's even crazier that they were able to get to the World Series without him and Bo Bichette.
Yeah,
like that's what should make them scary. Is that signing at the time? It was like, oh man, like the Jays are for real, and then he was a complete non-factor. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not sleeping on the Jays right now. I know a lot of other people are. It's like, oh, that was a nice little run you had, but back to the basement for you. I don't feel that way.
No, I mean, definitely not the basement. It's just it's a sick sport, as we all know, that 2 players have a great year or 1 player has a horrific year, and 2 injuries, it changes your whole formula. That it can happen to basically any of our teams except the Los Angeles Dodgers. Is there anything? One of a line that's been a good one for me is do what the other team doesn't want you to do. I think it's probably the easiest shown in football. If you have a really good O-line and a really good running back, the other team comes into the game saying like, oh, I hope they don't run the ball 30 times because that's what they're good at, and we don't like that. Is there anything that you're looking at the Yankees offseason and you're like, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Or are the Yankees just out of sight, out of mind, which they could be, Jer?
They're never out of sight, out of mind for me.
Yeah.
I would be really upset if the Yankees were able to find a way to trade for Joe Ryan. Like, after all, like, obviously the Morosi thing, like, at the deadline, and Yeah, thinking that, oh, like they'll just pick those talks right back up in the winter and they'll figure it out. Like they got close enough, they can dot the T's and cross the I's. I would be very upset if the Yankees ended up with Joe Ryan. Like, I don't know if there's like do you think that you guys have the pieces to pull off something like that? I don't.
So I think we actually do. We have a couple pitching prospects that are like real. Like I know every team has their pitching prospects. Formerly your guy, Elmer Rodriguez Cruz, now Elmer Rodriguez. He just dropped the Cruz. He's like an actual pitching prospect. There's two other younger guys that, yeah, I think if the Twins, like, what are the Yankees going to do with Jason Dominguez, Spencer Jones? Like, the Yankees actually have some young bodies that have value, and they kind of need to move to shuffle this team. I don't know if it's Joe Ryan. You just made me start thinking about it, and I like it. But yeah, the Yanks, it's honestly one of the more fun ones and scary as it goes with baseball fans because, okay, so Cole and Rodon are supposed to come back, let's call it middle of May, middle of June. But, okay, so that's your 1 and your 3 pitcher that you're not going to have for half the season. So how do you build a rotation while doing that, while also living in fear of more pitching injuries? So the Yankees need to do some serious work on their pitching side where they've already invested 3 massive contracts in Cole, Rodon, and Fried. And the offense clearly needs a shake, but I'm worried they're not going to because if you look at their year-end stats, the Yankees offense landed in a good spot that it feels like the Yanks are going to do a funky Cashman. A team gave up on a player with a big contract or something like that. Like kind of the Semien trade that came out of nowhere. Everyone is eyeing Seager. There's going to be a funky offensive trade, and they need to add pitching, but it also can be kind of gap stop pitching for the start of the year. It's a weird one. Like, we did pretty good last year because it was either like Soto and a couple small pieces, or it was Cody Bellinger and Max Fried, and like it actually mapped out pretty decently. The Yankees roadmap is not out there. Like, Yankee fans are kind of looking at each other like, is Seager available? Like, we're like the daydreaming / fear is kind of real right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, in terms of like what would really set me off is if the Yankees were somehow able to, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, but if the Paul Skeens thing, the Skubal thing, that would really upset me a lot. Like, not being able to root for those guys or enjoy their starts would really upset me. But that's, I don't know, it's kind of a high bar. Like, I don't see the Yankees adding either of those guys. Knock on wood.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a Skubal powwow in the office amongst the Yankee fans yesterday about, what it takes to get it done, and then the 1 year, and then it's, I don't know. So the Yankees, the past like 4 years before last season, the offense was the problem. Like, you looked back at the box scores and you were like, okay, like the pitching kind of held up. It was just, okay, Soto and Stanton needed help. And then Judge did it last year. The other years, you were able to piece it together. Coming out of last postseason, and maybe this is just, hey, the Blue Jays were on God mode last year, but the Yankees pitching got bullied and they're hitting. So it's like, okay, so how are we going to address this? And I don't know, man. You could kind of tell I don't have a good poker face sometimes with the tone in my voice. Not my most exciting. Don't get me wrong. When that trade drops and I start talking myself into Brian Reynolds or whoever it is, I'll get there. But yeah, the roadmap is not clear, and that's a little scary. Today's episode is brought to you by Gymshark. Gymshark's Black Friday sale is live. Gymshark is the brand built for every type of workout, whether you're a lifter, running, however you get it done. Gymshark's got you. Rest days matter too. That's what I've been saying. They got fits that are comfortable and look good when you're not lifting the weights. Whether you're going to the game, hitting the couch, whatever you're doing, and you want to be comfortable, Gymshark has your back. Fits for everybody from the beginner hitting the weights to the weekend warrior squeezing in a lift in your busy schedule. They're a brand to think of whenever you work out, and they got you covered. Gymshark does gym. If you gym, you wear Gymshark. Head over to Gymshark.com. Use code JOHNBOY10. Get 50% off site-wide with an extra 10% off. Perfect time to grab your gear to slim down or rest up during the off-season. Thank you, Gymshark.
You would acknowledge that the Yankees are going to open the season as the favorite in the AL East, yeah?
Let's see what happens, man.
They're going to open as the favorite. You know that.
If the Blue Jays spend another $500 million after coming off the World Series, they're going to have an argument. You just told me about Bregman and Kyle Schwarber. If that happens, I'm going to be having a not good time, man.
But we had Bregman last year. We're only adding Schwarber.
Right, but Roman Anthony is as real as a young player gets. And
he's the truth.
I don't know, what is the other move for the pitching staff? The Red Sox could win back-to-back off seasons while also having this young core actually come to fruition. I love Marcelo Mayer. That guy is gonna, if he's healthy, he's gonna figure it out, and it's gonna be there for him. I don't know. You're right. It's Yankees fans offseason. The Yankees, they had the same amount of regular season wins as the Toronto Blue Jays. That's what the front office will tell you.
It's true.
It's true, and they're going to be there. They're the Yankees. Judge is putting together a run that we've never seen before, but that is becoming the scary part, Jared, because I know, you're on Baseball Reference. Judge's age and Cole's age are going up each year. Yeah, the Yankees are in their second longest World Series drought ever.
Ugh.
For those podcasts only, Jared just got an erection.
I sure did. I think did you watch the A-Rod doc?
So I watched Ep 1 and then I went on vacation, so I haven't. I'm behind.
Okay. So the reason I ask is because I watched it. I thought it was excellent, and it reminded me. So on Facebook, you have I don't know, you're a millennial like me. I have Facebook memories.
Yeah.
So it has all my posts from, I don't know, 2007 on. And I remember I posted a lot during that 2009 World Series. A lot. I had a lot to say in 2009 about the Yankees.
Different time on the internet, different time in Yankees Red Sox.
Yes. I was disgusted. There was a lot of, congrats on buying the World Series and payroll, this and that. But there was something where I definitely acknowledged it would have been weird if A-Rod didn't get one.
Right.
And I'm starting to feel from 2017 until, I don't know, probably this year, I was more than fine with Aaron Judge just losing the playoffs. It's all right, yeah. But at some point, I think I will get to a point where if the Yankees were to win a World Series, I'd be all right, it's I hate that, the fans are going to get their opportunity to celebrate and brag and be just awful on Twitter, but I would be very happy for Aaron Judge because he deserves it. I understand, he didn't have the best of postseasons, basically from the Boombox game in 2018 until this past October, but it would be weird if he went out with all the numbers that he would put up in the regular season and to not have a ring with the Yankees. I would feel there would be something that would feel missing inside of me almost. That's weird, right? I shouldn't feel that way.
No, I don't think you should. But the problem is the fact that you're even accepting those thoughts. 2007 Jared would pop your tires or something
that. So 2007 Jared, it was 18. He was on TV, and this was we did the debate for. So I've always been open-minded like this. We did a debate for Red Sox Nation president, and this is the heat of Red Sox Yankees, and they're trying to ask us these questions to prompt anti-Yankee rhetoric, and two questions were asked. If this is before he famously opted out during the World Series. If Alex Rodriguez opted out. Would you want him on the Red Sox? Everyone was like, boo, I don't like A-Rod. And I was up there being like,
Nice.
yeah, I want a shortstop that hits 50 home runs and drives in 130 and has an 8 wins above replacement. So that was that one.
Okay.
Then there was another question. It was like, what are your thoughts on Derek Jeter? And everyone was like, Derek Jeter, I don't like him. He stinks. I was like, yeah, he's the man. He's made a ton of money. He's the captain of the New York Yankees. He's won X amount of World Series titles. He's dated every supermodel. Mariah Carey made a song about him that's basically like a tribute to his sex god status. So yeah, I've never been like I'm a huge Red Sox fan. I do hate the Yankees and their fans, but I've always, when I needed to separate it, been able to do that. And I feel like in the case of Aaron Judge, I'm going to be able to do that. If he ever is on a World Series championship team with the Yankees, I will not be happy for their fans. Maybe some fans that I'm friends with, like obviously you, Jimmy. But I feel like, Joe's for sure. But like, there's just something about Judge where I'm just like drawn to his legacy and I need it to be capped off.
Yeah, hey man, you're saying all the words I kind of like.
By the way, where is Jimmy today?
Where is Jimmy? He might be in the office. It might be Thanksgiving time. Yeah, Wednesday before. I think he's gonna be in. Yeah, and he's last Talkin Yanks episode where we got the Sonny Gray news live. Yeah, again, we don't see the light right now. And like Toronto went to the World Series. Boston should be better. Judge and Cole get older.
This is sad, man.
Hey,
you guys are in such a rough spot. Like, I grew up with Yankee fans holding their heads high, knowing that, I'm from the Boston area, and this is what Patriots fans were like. Like, yes. we couldn't get locked in until the AFC Championship game. Yankee fans for my entire childhood, it was like, yeah, like I'll watch regular season, but I can't really, get turned on until October. Like that's when I really lock in and listen to you, Jake.
Yeah.
Listen to you. This is sad. This is beneath you.
Jared, that's because that Yankees team, I enjoy baseball. That the Yankees were known for what? Winning or going to World Series.
Yeah.
And signing all of the best players, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I ask you to name that team right now, you don't say the Yankees. Nobody does.
No.
So, hey, like my thing that I come back and I keep saying was like, Yankee fans, we still get the hate. Or I don't know, we live online and we don't have to do that part right now. But the hate used to come with winning. And like that made it fine. Now it's just like one World Series attended since 2009 and they shat down their leg attending that World Series. They lost 2 games on defensive throws, relays, or catches in the World Series.
Yeah.
Not that I think about it. And yeah, do more people need to talk about Mariah Carey's song, My All?
It's a great song.
We talked about, Taylor Swift, track 9, Travis Kelce, and some of the correlations to the number 9. Do we need to be talking about Mariah Carey willing to risk her life to feel Jeter's body next to hers?
I feel like not enough people talk about that. It's like pre-social media. And Mariah Carey is now kind of just known as the Christmas song girl. There was a long stretch of time where she was on top. And if imagine, I don't even know if like Taylor Swift is, because like Taylor Swift is just more poppy. She's not like a sex symbol. Like Mariah Carey was a sex symbol. And when she was at her peak, Jeter was at his peak. And she was writing love songs about Jeter. Is that not like the pinnacle of masculinity right there?
It's not a topic that's my strength, normally my landing area. But yeah,
Like if like I guess like what's her name? Sabrina Carpenter, is that her name?
Oh no, what's her name?
I don't.
You send me her clips on Instagram all the time.
There it is, right
Jared.
there. Yeah, I do. You're right. No, Tate McRae. Like if Tate McRae was writing a song that she was like obsessed with Aaron Judge, like that's like wow, wow. You know,
I think she's with the Hockey Boys.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I get again
Jack Hughes.
Oh, that's the new Your Devils, Rob. Wow.
Yeah, they were just seen on a date together.
Big for the Devils.
Wow. The reason I know her name.
Yeah.
Well, we landed where we need to. Jared, I sent over some baseball questions. I said, is there anything else you need to talk about? You said, I'd love to discuss Christmas shopping anxiety and how it needs to shop. So I land the plane.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? I feel like as I'm getting older, the date where I feel like I need to complete my Christmas shopping gets closer and closer. Like Halloween ended November 1st, the Christmas decorations are going up and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't bought any Christmas gifts yet. I shouldn't have to feel like that on November 1st, 2nd, 3rd. That's crazy to me. Yeah. Now, as Thanksgiving is quickly approaching here, tomorrow, I feel like if I don't have at least half of my shopping list completed by tomorrow, that I am so far behind the ball that I don't think I'll be able to recover. Like one of my greatest fears and anxieties is showing up on Christmas morning being like, sorry guys, like I just didn't get around to it this year. Right. I didn't have time to complete the list. I didn't have the creative process to come up with the ideas to buy you guys gifts that you would love. So maybe next year. What a fear. There's no greater feeling there's two great feelings of relief for me, Jake. I'll explain them to you. Number one, when the Yankees get eliminated and I know that they can't win the World Series that year, I'm like, whew, okay. Number two is when I complete my Christmas shopping list and I know I did a good job. I know that I'm going to show up on Christmas and I'm like, I can't wait for you to open that because I know that you're going to love it. And it's like, you're just sitting there being like, yup, open that paper. You're about to experience greatness. What a great feeling. But I'm stuck right now. I think I bought one thing, couple things. Like I'm panicking and I shouldn't feel that way. Like Christmas shopping used to begin Black Friday, Cyber Monday. That would be like the start of it. That hasn't even come yet. And I'm already freaking out.
Yeah, I've committed to becoming a Cyber Monday person. Like I at a certain point, you just got to be honest with yourself. I don't really enjoy the process of shopping and in a location. So hey, we've advertised this day as the day to shop online. They're like, I'm just gonna do it. I don't even care if I'm really getting a deal. But like that's just the day for me. That's when I'm gonna get it done.
Yeah, man. That's the thing is, I feel like I'm in a spot where I also set the bar really high for like immediate family, and the bar can only get so high. You know what I'm saying?
At a certain point, you got to cap yourself. Otherwise.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm more stressed out than I need to be about this. So,
well,
I guess we'll see how it goes.
At least you can not have the stress of now knowing that you're going to get to see 175 Sonny Gray innings this year. So,
yeah. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun, especially at Yankee Stadium where, Yankee fans are going to be super rowdy because he had like a couple bad starts. Like 10
couple
years
bad
ago.
starts in 20. Yeah. That's baseball, baby. That's the beauty of it.
It is.
Jared, thank you so much, man. Enjoy Thanksgiving. I always enjoy yucking ball with you. Going back to, the days when I didn't know you. Just the Red Sox guy online, Yeah. So, this was fun.
Those are dark times not knowing each other. I'm glad that we know each other now.
I'm glad we have the light now. Next time we'll get you and Trev linked up.
Please.
But again, sometimes we get complaints about the testosterone levels normally. Yeah.
There's a lot of man meat when we get together.
The beards, the hair is just a little more dialed. I don't know what's happening with me.
You look great.
Thanks.